And we're back with more feature presentation. So, Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3 are on sale on Xbox Live this week. And so I downloaded New Vegas. And I got to thinking about all the wonderful magical adventures I'm going to have with likely helpless followers helping even more helpless people find this item or do something they could probably do on their own, but they need me to do it. And it got me thinking, I've been playing video games for a really long time. What characters are my favorite NPCs to share these adventures with? And so that's what feature presentation is tonight. My top 10 favorite NPCs in video games. Also, as a side note, NPC in their game. So if they're playable in like a crossover or anything, because a couple of these are playable in Super Smash Bros., it's okay. But in their game, they're not the player character. 10! Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening. When you start off Fire Emblem Awakening, Frederick is the only unit who's in advanced class already. So he has an insanely unfair advantage to the low-level enemies you will first encounter. Which isn't a bad thing. Although in my first playthrough, because of that, I kind of neglected him and he was kind of really low level. So I couldn't really use him for the majority of the game. Well, I say the majority, like the last half of the game. But I digress. Frederick is a pretty awesome dude. He's the loyal bodyguard and protector of Crom and Lissa. He has a penchant for fire. Like, he's a pyro... I don't say he's pyromaniac, but he likes to set things on fire, according to his bio in-game. But my favorite thing about Frederick is some of the things he does and says. He gains experience points for picking pebbles up off the ground. And I have totally taken his battle cry of pick a god and pray. He's a defensive wall, he kills pretty much everything with a single touch, and he has just some amazing quotes. I really like Frederick. 9! Okay, I'm not a big shooting fan. I don't like shooting games a whole lot. I play Call of Duty multiplayer, that's pretty much it. I don't play Battlefield, I don't play what's the other one? I don't remember. I have played Halo Campaign, but that was it. And I play Halo multiplayer. But anyway, I will tell you this. I watched my brother play the majority of the Modern Warfare 2 campaign, and I really grew fond of Ghost. I remember pretty fondly a scene where he gets some jumper cables ready to torture a guy in one of the earlier missions. It's a little odd for me to be saying that I like the character from a game I don't like a whole lot, but I can't help it. Ghost was a character I really enjoyed watching on screen, and I was really mad when he died. That said, unlike my brother, I didn't think Call of Duty Ghosts had anything to do with the character Ghost, and I didn't think that the DLC GameStop pre-order or whatever trailer was saying Ghost is in the game as a main character and story. As much as I hated to admit, he was dead, and besides, Ghost was an alternate universe. But anyway, so rest in peace, soldier. 8. Peppy friggin' hair. Oh, where to begin? Star Fox 64 was the first game I played seriously. And Peppy was I really enjoyed Peppy's character. I enjoyed all the characters, of course, but of course, back in Star Fox 64, there wasn't a whole lot of fleshed out character backstory stuff. But Peppy was still one of my favorites, so was Slippy. As controversial as that is to have just said. But I grew up and I played Adventures and Assault, and Peppy's job as a role model and support member of the team kind of hit home for me because I have such a history with Star Fox that it kind of felt like I was learning from Peppy like they were. And Star Fox Assault left me kind of like mentally dead at the end of Chapter 9. It's an old game and I don't expect a lot of you to play it, but I'm still not going to do spoilers in case some of you do. But yeah. Of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention his biggest influence on society as a whole.
Do a barrel roll!
7! Crystal from Star Fox. And anyone who makes a furry joke will be strangled on sight. I didn't play Metroid growing up. I didn't have Samus as a strong female character, so I had Crystal. Yes, she spends most of Adventures helplessly trapped in a crystal, and she spends most of Assault flying around in circles trying not to get shot out of the sky while suddenly flirting with Fox. But, to be fair to her, Andross totally caught her by surprise, and in Assault, I'm pretty sure that even after years, she's still not used to all that fancy pants technology. She would hold her own in a hand-to-hand combat fight. She's also telepathic, which gives her like an immense advantage in a fight. She can just turn you into a vegetable and then club you senseless with a staff. I heard a lot of people saying Star Fox for the Wii U is going to be a reboot, or a port of 64. And I hope neither of those are true. I want it to be a continuation that boots Command out of the continuity. And I think part of the reason is because if it's a reboot, or if it's a port, then I'm not going to be able to build new memories with Crystal, and that's why she and Peppy, as long as they've been with me, are so low on the list, because I don't have a lot of new memories with them. Whereas other characters I have new memories with. So, I'm sorry to say, girl, but that's why you're so low on the list. I would seriously hope that Star Fox Wii U is gonna continue where Assault leaves off and forget Command completely. And I want to build more memories with Crystal and with Peppy, although Peppy's probably not going to be in the game if it is. So, take one or lose. It's like, I have to give up one or the other. Also, I really want Crystal to get with Fox, so I'd like to see that happen. 6. HK47. Okay, so where do we begin with this guy? He's Deadpool if Deadpool was a robot in Star Wars. Just everything he says is just plain hilarious. Constantly referring to people as meat bags. That's always funny. His definition of love is the greatest thing ever. This character is the only reason... Well, okay, he's not the only reason because they're great games, but he's a big reason to go back and play Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2 if you haven't in a while. And I don't know if any of you guys heard, but Disney announced the canon of the Star Wars universe now, and they've retconned everything except the 6 movies, the Clone Wars TV show, the Rebels TV show, and every new game, book, movie, and TV show to come out from here on in. This means New Battlefront is canon, but it also means Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars The Old Republic, Force Unleashed, all that is not canon anymore. So it means HK47 doesn't exist anymore. And that broke my heart. Disney's done some things that I'll never forgive them for. This is their biggest sin. If you'll excuse me, HK and I have some business with the Disney executives. Okay, we're gonna finish the video first, then we're gonna go talk to them. If you know what I mean. This is going to get unpopular real quick. Lydia is my number 5 from Skyrim. Why is Lydia going to be an unpopular one? Because Lydia has a reputation for standing in your way when it's inconvenient, getting in the way of your attacks, not doing anything, and dying pretty easily. Now, I've never had any of those problems with Lydia, and that's probably why I'm so fond of her. My main character, which is the one that uses her as a follower, I'm very protective of people. If someone dies, I restart. Like, I go back to my last save, no matter how far back it goes. And I've never had it. Lydia's not the reason I can't get out of my house. I'm stuck in Bree's home because Ysolda, my 2 kids, and Vigilance, my dog, all stand in front of the campfire in the middle of the house, so I can't get out. Lydia's actually been pretty useful to me, and she's actually saved my life a couple times in game. So I'm pretty grateful to her. I spend a lot of time throwing down healing hands on her, keep her alive. Deck her out in the right gear, give her the right equipment. She can be pretty useful. And no, this isn't what my Lydia looks like. This is just one I found online. Mine's wearing ebony. 4. Quincy Sharp from Batman Arkham. The former head of Arkham Asylum and mayor of Gotham City, Quincy Sharp was made exclusively for the Arkham series, and I really like this guy. He's one of my favorite antagonists for Batman. Now, he seems pretty old, but he is definitely nuts, having inscribed these tablets around Arkham Asylum because he thinks he's possessed by the spirit of Amadeus Arkham, and I think Hugo Strange had something to do with that. Just saying. So Quincy Sharp doesn't seem like a whole lot of a threat, but he definitely wants to get rid of Batman. He thinks Batman creates these criminals. He thinks the only way to get rid of the criminals is to kill them. And he's working with Hugo Strange in Arkham City. He was working with him in Arkham City to section off half of the city and turn that into, like, criminal playground and trap people in it. And spoiler alert, he gets trapped in there. And I think he's the Arkham Knight. Yes, he seems pretty old, but I wouldn't be surprised if he had something to modify his body or something to make himself, like, really athletic, a lot taller, and able to beat Batman in a fight. Or it could just be a robot. I think Quincy Sharp is the Arkham Knight because, one, Quincy Sharp is an original character for the Arkham series, and that's what the Arkham Knight is said to be by the guys at Rocksteady. The fixation on Arkham that the Arkham Knight has. I mean, he could have been anything, but he chooses to make himself the Arkham Knight. That makes me think Quincy Sharp. And I mean, Quincy Sharp has a grudge against Batman, so there's that as well. Although Hush is probably more likely, I get the feeling it's Quincy Sharp. And there's nothing that can happen to shake that sensation until I know who it is. 3. Serana from Skyrim. Serana is available after downloading the Dawnguard story arc expansion pack for Skyrim. I'm not going to go into that because, again, spoilers. Although I'd be surprised if you hadn't played Skyrim. Serana is a vampire princess. She also has a pretty unique AI compared to the other ones in Skyrim. She has She has a hood that's not in her inventory that she slaps on whenever she's outside during the day. I think at night she does it too. It's been a while since I played that character that has her as a companion. Anyway, you can cure her through dialogue options after the events of Dawnguard, but she still can give Vampire Sanguinus from fighting, and I probably pronounced that wrong. She still uses Vampiric Drain spell, she still does the hood, and she still has the eyes. What is it? She will go over to like blacksmith forges and stuff and start forging nothing. She'll sit down. I even saw her praising Naru's Dagon when I was doing that quest, which was kind of a surprise to me. Now, if only you can marry her without mods. I'm not very adept with a computer, so I wouldn't be able to mod my computer even if I wanted to. And I do want to marry Serana as that character. 2. Lucina from Fire Emblem Awakening. As a side note, I am partially biased towards her and Robin, because if it wasn't for their trailer, I never would have played Fire Emblem Awakening. But Robin is the player character, so he's not on the list. I don't want to give away spoilers, and she's pretty spoilery, her backstory. But she's pretty boss. Kinda on the doom and gloom side. It's kind of, again, depressing. But she's a nice girl. I really like her. And I can't say much about her without calling it spoilers. Well, no, I can't say that either, because that's also a spoiler. Confound it! As a personal note, it's because of that Super Smash Bros. Trailer of hers and Robin's that I totally ship her and Robin. And yeah, she's my wife. Morgan has Aether because of it, so it's all good. Reach within your soul, find your inner strength, you shall find one! My favorite NPC is Chrom from Fire Emblem Awakening. Without Chrom, your character would still be well, not unconscious, but would be memoryless out in the middle of a grassy field and without friends. Chrom is the Prince of Elise. His older sister, Emran, is the Exalt, ruler of the land. His youngest sister is Lissa. He is descendant of Marth and wields Marth's blade, the Falchion, which apparently was broken and reforged at some point. Because it doesn't look like Marth's Falchion. What is it? Chrom is the Avatar's best friend, or husband if you're female. You can marry him. He is father of Lucina, which kind of spoils that she time travels. You can have other children too, depending on who he marries. What is it? He's not your typical dainty noble. I think it's Lissa that says sometimes people have to remind Chrom that he's royalty. He has a penchant for breaking things, and he's kind of quick to fight. But, well, if he fought a whole lot, he wouldn't need the player character. But it's okay, because the two are a great team. And while I'm sad he will not be in Super Smash Bros. 3DS and Wii U, I'll have to deal with it and only having a Chrom-colored Ike, which I totally use a lot. He is Robin's final smash, which is really a waste of potential. I know people complain about clones, but I've said it before, I don't have a problem with clones. And actually, honestly, I came up with a moveset that I would have used for Chrom that would have made him kind of similar to Marth and Ike, but like a mixture of the two. I'd have made him slower than Marth, faster than Ike. His up B would have been Aether, but like Ike's Aether, I don't remember if it's 3 or 2, the one that carries him diagonal, would have been like that. That's literally what I thought for it. Then his side B, I would have done like something kind of like Marth's Dancing Blade or whatever it's called. Some kind of like that. His B I would have had been like a chargeable punch, because I could see Chrom like punching someone in the face during a sword fight. I could really see that. His down B would be a counter. I don't have an issue with counters. I guess the moveset would kind of be like Falco is to Fox, where he's different enough. Anyway, I'm babbling now. Alright. I ship him hard with Sumiya, like, really hard. Like, I've never played the game and not married those two together. So, it gives Lucina the ability to heal, and it gives Aether to Cynthia. Right, I get Cynthia and Olivia's names mixed up for some reason. Anyway, so yeah, just a little fun fact. That's the video. Hope you liked it. Yeah. So recap: Frederick, Ghost, Peppy, Crystal, HK47, Lydia, Quincy Sharp, Serana, Lucina, Crumb. I wish he was in Smash Bros. Anyway, see you all later. Bye. If you liked this video, click the like button below. If you would like to see more videos from this channel, click subscribe. And I think that's pretty much it. That's all my lines, right? Yes, Cobra Commander. Good. How to sign off? How did Soundwave do it? Cobra! That was unnecessary. Shut up.